ready for a brand new week. And on a brand new week, Saturday, we start our weeks on Saturday. We change the quote out. And then on Monday, we change the ships free thingy out. But I'll tell you exactly what's going on. All you have to do is show up. I'm still waiting. Just another minute. Here we go. Here come some folks. That's good to see. So funny. I mean, I've said this 100 times, but it's just it really blows me away how long it takes everybody to get notified, if they're getting notified at all anymore. We have one in thus far, so keep waiting till everybody starts to show up. Got a couple of things for you. By the way, if you saw, I posted a link from a pediatrician friend of mine who has a whole bunch of information on the coronavirus. And I strongly suggest you read that. There's a lot of hysteria going on, I think, in the media right now. And there's a lot of people trying to politicize this, which I think is really bogus. And that's on both sides, by the way. So for both of them, I want to slap them all and just say, knock it off. This is something we need to be serious about and not ridiculously hysterical about. And I think my friend Eliza Song, who wrote this article, did such an incredible job unpacking it. I want you to read it. It's right here. There's already 161 people have already shared it. And it is excellent. And they said, thank you for the information. So I appreciate that. There's Amy and Yolanda. I see Joanne, Dawn, and there's our girl Jenny, who doesn't feel good, and she still shows up. She's amazing. Keep praying for my Jenny. I want her to feel better. Anyway, so along with all of what she said, I also like to tell everyone, oil of oregano is incredible. There is selenium and C, and this lomatrium, I think is it? Lomatrium, I think is how you say it. And that's a bunch of Indian herbs, and it's good. It's a good antiviral, and plus elderberry and what have you. But look at all those different things. There are things that we can do to be proactive and smart. Vitamin C, of course, is always essential. Marla was talking about that, and also how to do a hand sanitizer. Well, I found this little one I wanted to show you at Trader Joe's. It's a hand sanitizer, and it has a little aloe in it and a little vitamin E, grapefruit and lemon. And it's isopropyl alcohol is the active ingredient, and it kills 99.99% of germs. So this is in my purse. And, I'm just not a big fan of bacterial hand sanitizer. Just take a look at that. Just Google it and just say, why are these things, problematic? They are problematic because they kill the microbiome, and they kill too many things. Understand, we are hosts to all kinds of bacteria. We are. And if you don't believe me, that stuff's it's crawling all over you, just like it's crawling all over me. And you can get all freaked out and stuff, but that's just the way it is, folks. We are bacteria hosts. We just want to bring in the good guys. That's all. We just want to bring in the good guys. So let's not be hysterical. Let's be wise. And you don't have to go running out and buying all the masks up and all the other stuff. Just be wise. Be smart. Stay home. Be clean. Wash your hands and sing Yankee Doodle or Happy Birthday or whatever when you wash your hands. There's all kinds of things that we can do. But being hysterical is ridiculous. And my high suggestion is that you maybe take a media break. Because the more I watch it, the more angry I get. Because it's just hysteria on both sides of the fence. I don't care what you're watching. You're going to get hysterical. You're going to get hysterical, whatever. So that's enough of that. Let's get on to business. We have things to do. We have people to see and all of that. And plus, don't you want to get to the place of really getting down to the mindfulness business of like, how do we really do this? Because there is ways to do it. There is ways to take steps to pay attention in such a way that your mindfulness becomes a second nature. That's what I'm always looking for. Our Bloom event is closing today. If you haven't registered yet, get registered because it's over, folks. It is 6 weeks away, but we have to get everything nailed down. So if you want to join, I'll tell you, half the people that are watching right now are going. Go to savingdinner.com/bloom in the flesh, meeting everyone and having the best time. It's going to be epic. And I'm already, my preparation for this, I'm on fire, and I keep saying, shut up, don't say anything on your Facebook Live, because I want to share all this stuff. It's so good. It's such good stuff. I love studying. I wish I could be a professional student sometimes. But, I'll tell you, these are the things that light up your life and make everything fantastic. It lights up your life. Rachel's saying she wishes that we did it in the summer. Well, maybe at some point we will. But right now we are doing it in April because we are going to be in full bloom. Amy's ready for it. I know she is. And I can't wait to meet Amy in person. That's going to be one of my highlights. There's a whole bunch of people there. And Terry Ellington, I saw, just joined. And I'm excited about that because Terry has been to two previous workshops. So it's going to be really amazing. And yeah, today is the last day. And I really don't want you to miss out. There's going to be all kinds of things there. Go take a look at the link. Go to savingdinner.com/bloom. All the information is there. And of course, if you ever have, if you have questions, you can always pop them over to me. I'm happy to answer them. Ships free. Who likes free shipping? Raise your hand. It's like my favorite thing. Why do you think I've been an Amazon Prime member forever? Well, if you put hot melt mix in your cart, you'll get everything free. You could order some Body Clutter Wise Women's Tea, and you could order some Perfect Paleo Protein, and you can order all the other things. Put them in your cart with your hot melt mix. Write ships free in the promo window. You'll see it when you're ordering. And guess what? You don't pay shipping. I think that's a cool thing. No shipping. So keep that in mind. Ships free. All you have to do is make sure you have hot melt mix in your cart, and we're done. So we're going to be talking today about really paying attention, I think is what it is. Because where your attention goes, your energy flows. What you think about expands. What is that saying? That's just saying that's what you're looking at, right? That's where your attention is. I am so excited about this because this is the game-changing stuff, because I think a lot of times we just don't realize how much we don't pay attention, right? Yeah, that's what it is. Oh, Kathy Cox is here. She said it's well worth it. She's been to one of my events. So yay, listen to what Kathy has to say. Fridays are Q&A. So if you want to send in a question for this next Friday, feel free. All you have to do is send an email to support@savingdinner.com. In the subject line, you put question for Leanne on Friday, and it will get entered into the mix, and that's where I will answer it. I will keep you on your toes. I promise you. All you have to do is make sure it's about nutrition or cooking or whatever. I'll answer pretty much anything, but those are my areas. Those are my areas of knowing. What else do we have that I just want to make sure? Oh, the mindful mug. You know what? You want to win we've had a couple people already. I sent this out. I was so excited about it. Next Friday, I will give you a mindful mug if you win. How does that sound? I will send that to you if you live in the United States. All you have to do is share this broadcast, any broadcast, all of our broadcasts that we do every day at 1:00, Monday through Saturday. Share it to public so I can see. Say something about it. And I'm looking. I got my eyes on you. That's right. I'm looking. And if I see someone who's really sharing on a consistent basis, part of our community, I'm going to send you a little mindful mug. The other way you can get it is if you order $250 worth of supplements, which is easy to do. You can stock up. I'll put a little mindful mug in your order for free. That's how it happens. That's how it happens. Yesterday I did an unboxing video. Did you see that? For Butcher Box? Well, go watch it because in there's a special code so that you can get free ground beef for life from our friends over at Butcher Box. That's a great deal. And their stuff is epic and delicious and wonderful. And it comes to you. You don't have to go shopping. They just drop it like it's hot, but it's frozen right on your front doorstep. It's great. They do a really good job on that. Also, I gave you a code yesterday for She Fit. because the nice people at She Fit said, we want to give you this code for all your people who watch for $10 off those amazing sports bras. I kind of went a little nutty on Thursday, I think it was, about sports bras because, they are just the worst. They're just the worst. And I finally found a sports bra that not only fits, adjusts just right, you don't feel like you're getting strangled by it, and it doesn't give you a uniboob. It's fantastic. It's called She Fit. And there's a code from yesterday's Facebook Live, so go take a look at it. And there you go. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. You can do, Kathy's asking about, you can do custom boxes, but that's not, I don't know. You'll just have to go to the thing. You'll find out how to do that. All right. What else do we have here? That is all I have for you today. That is it. And I'm done. No, I'm just kidding. So we have a new quote of the week, and it is, you are one decision away from a totally different life. And this is from Mark Batterson, who's a pastor. And I think this is one of the most fantastic quotes that we've had, because if you think about it, and as much time as we've spent on decision making and how important it is, doesn't it just kind of light up your life? Have you ever noticed how just one little tiny tweak or one tiny little decision just changes the whole trajectory of your life? You make a decision that you're going to have a child. One decision that changes your entire life. You make a decision to get married. You make a decision to change jobs or move across country. All of that stuff changes your life. Well, in less bigger types of things, less, life-changing things, even making a decision to be present in your eating, in your meals is a big decision. Those big decisions that help to move the needle and help you to understand that you don't have to be unconscious anymore, that you don't have to operate in the unconscious anymore. And that is why you keep getting the same results over and over again. That's why you feel like, ugh, I don't like this. I want something different. And this is what builds our soul. Because when we do things that are directly on purpose, that have a meaning behind it, that have been thought out, then we start to take care of the beautiful self that is inside of us, the beautiful self that encompasses all of this area. Have you noticed that you feel in your heart when you're on the right track? That you connect mind, heart, and even in your gut, you have the gut feeling. Well, that's a thing. That's a real thing. You have that gut feeling, but it also connects to your heart, and it also connects to your head. And that heart part is your beautiful self. And I just see it as this massive big heart that takes up our entire chest. And inside there are a number of different things that are tucked in. Our soul is in there. Our knowing is in there. Our intuition is in there. The Holy Spirit is in there. And also in there is our own inner nutritional guru. Because we have been shut down for so long and not paid attention to all the different things in search of that guru out there who's going to have the answers to all of it. And I will tell you right now, the guru has answers to none of it. That guru is here today and then gone tomorrow. And that guru may or may not have a piece of your puzzle, but it doesn't have, but she or he doesn't have all of the pieces. And that's our quest in this life, is to find those puzzle pieces. And what I believe, and I've used this metaphor a few times, is that when we have a vision for our lives, it's like putting together a puzzle, like I said, and we have a vision for our lives, it's like having the box of the puzzle up so that we can see what the vision is supposed to look like. So we can see we're doing, oh, this is a mountain scene, or oh, this is an ocean or a forest scene or whatever, or there's little animals. But what we know is that when we put the edges together, then we can start filling in the middle. And those edges, those are our goals. But before we can do that, we have to have a vision. And before we can have a vision, we have to have the mindfulness to understand that things are out of order. Things aren't where we want them. That it's not just about getting a new diet. It's also It's about getting an education. It's about understanding how our bodies work and what's the best possible way to feed it. What are the principles? And then how do I fine tune them so that it fits my life and fits my lifestyle? Until we do that, we're going to be suckers for every little program that comes along, or every other book or diet or whatever, some internet thing. You remember how many times have you done something that was the Dolly Parton cabbage diet, or Weight Watchers, or, no offense, Oprah, I know you're watching. Or, what are some of the other ones that you've done? The Jenny Craig, the packaged crap that they have. And we're duped into thinking, oh, well, that's going to be doing it. I just want to do this fast. I just want to get it over with. And then 97%, the statistics show, gain it all back. And the reason that happens is because we haven't applied something that works for us. We have this attitude and this notion that it's a calories in, calories out thing, and it's not. Because if it was calories in, calories out, and working out harder, we'd all be where we need to be. But instead, most of us walk away from that frustrated, hungry, and really angry, right? Like totally ticked, because we're being sold a bill of goods. It's old, antiquated science that has been disproven, I should say, over and over and over again. That is only one part of the equation. And when I tell you, for example, when you're doing the sprint, which by the way is March 9th, if you want to get in there, savingdinner.com/sprint. But when I'm telling you about this, when I'm telling you about like weighing, you have to start someplace that when you measure that, those are the things that when you're measuring, those are the things that get tracked. Those are the things that improve. If you don't measure it, it's not going to improve. But, here's the thing that we have to look at. This is a big, fat, juicy piece of it. If we only go by the scale, we're going to get our dreams crushed and stomped on, because it's not just the scale. It's not just one thing. It's not just one thing. It's other things. There's other things in play. And when people say, well, you just lost a bunch of water weight. Well, I'm going to say, no. You celebrate. You lost, yes, it's water weight, but it's inflammation too. How do you think inflammation goes? We pee it out. That's how we do it. We sweat it out. We get rid of it. It flees our body. This is what happens. So we have things to celebrate. We also have tape measures that we can look at. And then we have those body scans that I just did. There's so many freaking things that we can avail ourselves to, and understand that there's research available and there's things that we can get aligned with. When we get aligned with these things and understand them, everything starts to change. And for us, when we want to, if we don't have mindfulness in place, then we're going to be left in doing the same thing all over again. All over again. It's Groundhog Day. It's Groundhog Day. I got you, babe. Here it is, that music, 6:30 in the morning, tick, and off it goes. And we don't have to do that. Because, listen, understand this. Most people live 95% of their lives in the unconscious mind. And you know this. How many times have you gone to work and you're just like, you drove to work, you got to work, and then you say, I don't even remember driving to work. You just got there. You're in the unconscious mind. And then we take our conscious mind and we apply it for just a minute on something, and like watching a movie, we're totally in it. We feel it. This is why I can't watch scary movies, because my whole body, I emote. Chemically, I change, and I will go to bed and I'll know it's a make-believe movie, that it's all whatever, but that violence and all of that, that make-believe stuff that they do, it still affects me. Well, we are all like that. We are all affected in some way. And when we put our full attention onto something, we feel all of it. And we'll do that with a movie, but yet we won't do that with our habits. So here we are, we're doing this with a movie, and we're at home, we're laying in bed, and we're thinking, I can't sleep, that movie's got me all hyped up, whatever. And yet we won't make that same undivided attention, like these are my habits that I want to change, and this is, I'm here, and I want to get over to here. And that's the needle mover, you guys. And if you see that, how fun that is, that if we keep our attention on something, what we focus on expands, where what we focus on, our energy, where our focus goes, our energy goes as well. All of these things, that's watching a movie. Well, let's watch the movie of our own lives. What do you think of that idea? And instead, we can take a look and say, here I am in the morning, just sitting here playing around on Facebook, on Instagram, doing, whatever I am, texting away with all my friends, playing Candy Crush for the 8 millionth level. And I've just wasted 2 hours of my life instead of going to that movie of my life and being focused, single-mindedly focused, and saying, okay, so here's this habit. This habit needs to go. This crazy waste your time habit needs to go. So instead, I can plug in my journal writing, my affirmations, my exercise, my planning meals for the week, and getting those groceries bought. Think about what you could do in 2 hours of wasted time. That's just one morning, and I'm not suggesting that it's 2 hours, but I'm suggesting there's wasted time in there that you can flip. You can flip it to make it work for you, but it doesn't come when you're in the unconscious zone. That's zoning out. When we say zoning out, we're not kidding. We are zoning out. So another thing that we can do, and Trisha's saying use the time blocking sheets. They have helped her be more purposeful. Now, we have those. If you want one free time blocking sheets, you can print them right off. Go to savingdinner.com/time, and there they are. And I'm not suggesting for 1 minute, all of you who are perfectionists, raise your hand. I know who you are because I'm one. But don't do this. Don't go in there and try to schedule every minute of every day. No. But instead, take a look at, like, this is when I get up and this is when I go to bed. This is, and no, this is when I, commute to work. This is when I go pick the kids up. And block out the things that are just have-tos. See what you've got left over. This is the time that I'm at work, etc. See what you have left over. And then that's when you get granular with it and say, okay, so I have this time from this time to this time that I can start scheduling the things that matter to me, the things that are going to change my habits and help me to bridge that gap from here to over here, from where I am now to where I want to go. How freaking cool is that? It gives you a mind map, really. It makes you feel better. It gives you a breath, and it gives you a chance to see, aha, I am not that person who doesn't have time. This is where I'm spending it. And, when you get really, honest with yourself and say, oh my gosh, I spent this much time or whatever, it's big time important. The other thing you can do is there are apps for your phone that will turn off your social media between certain times and will block you if you let it, if you just are that out of control, or block whatever it is that you need to. So take a look at these things, because paying attention is not autopilot. Paying attention is watching a movie. Paying attention is watching a favorite TV show. Paying attention is a one-minded focus. We do this with meditation, and we can do it with the things that we haven't quite mastered yet. And it's uncomfortable. It's a little difficult. It's a little squirrely. It's not as easy as we'd like it to be, but we can make it easy simply by being mindful and paying attention that these are the things that we want to get done, and these are the things that we're not getting done because we're lost in space. We're paying attention to other things that we don't want to. I like the movie thing because that just makes everything, makes it so much easier. And it gives you an opportunity, like Trisha said right now, is to be present in the moment. Because when you are looking back, when you're looking back at your past and all that kind of stuff, that's your subconscious. And that's when all the mindless chatter goes on. And that's when you're reliving things and bringing stuff up. And oh my gosh, it's exhausting. Staying, future-minded, while we have to stay a little bit future-minded, makes us forget about the present. And when we use a time blocking sheet, it gives us this opportunity to say, aha, this is the time that I have. And I don't know about you, but when I look on my little sheet and I see that I really do have time, that just gives me a big sigh of relief. It gives me joy to know that I can have this, I can have these things that I want. So we've got to, one other thing too is think about what advertisers do to try to get your attention. They'll do, overtly sexualize, like you remember the burger commercials with the women in wet t-shirts washing cars. I mean, that got attention, right? That was the whole idea. They weren't out there to make friends with you. They were out there to get your attention. Think about what your children will do to get your attention. And that should bring you to the place of understanding, right? How much we are not paying attention. And paying attention simply means that we're in our subconscious mind, that we're thinking about all the ththings that we think about. Oh my gosh, you're so, you're looking in the mirror and thinking whatever it is that you're thinking, or you're thinking about your next meal. You're thinking about, who's going to call, and you're thinking about your commute. You're thinking about all the things that you always think about, but you're not in the present thinking about the things that will construct the bridge to get you through the gap onto the other side to the things that you actually want in your life. Because when we want change, we have to effectively go about creating that change. And that requires that we stay in the present. That requires that we stay in our conscious and do it. If you're a school teacher, boy, you know this, right? You have to stay on top of it. You have to time block. You have certain times for different subjects that need to be presented. You have a day to get through. I mean, I've had so many teachers that, I've spoken to who said, I can't stay up drink with my water because I can't leave the classroom, which really, that's hard. That's really super tough. But I understand they are on a schedule. What if we did that to ourselves? What if we time blocked like a teacher? So we need to get to this place of, number one is awareness, of course. Two is a decision. We decide this is what we're going to do. We're going to decide that being aware and putting our attention to where our energy goes is well worth it. We are going to put our attention and we're going to let where our focus go expand. So if our focus is on building these new habits, and we are there even in the uncomfortable, difficult, kind of awkward times, we stay with it, just like a kid learning to ride a bike. We stay with it until we get it down. And pretty soon we're just like, you're not wobbling anymore. We're just taking off. It takes a minute. And then the last thing is that we train for it. There's three levels, I would say, of awareness. And it's something that I just started to recently think about, because it's one of the reasons why I say meditate. Because what do we do when we're meditating? We're looking at the one thing. We're looking at that one thing of just being centered. That's it, just being centered. And then the second thing we're doing is we're looking at our mindfulness. We're looking at the present time. And we're looking at how do we build that gap, and we just don't spend enough time in it. And then the third thing is that we, sometimes, have you ever noticed that you hold your breath? Have you ever did that? I hold my breath. And if I start to become mindful of my breath, which I can do, I've got an iWatch now. Marla gave me her old iWatch. She got the new one that had the EKG on it or something, and gave me her old one, and I just love it. It has all the things on it, and it has a breath app. And if I get mindful with my breath, I've noticed that it slows everything down. It brings my stress level down, and it's just a little bit different than a meditation. It is part of just this whole being present in the present. And we have to train for this. It doesn't come naturally. We have to put ourselves into a program of sorts. And my suggestion is to find where your program is to go find where your time is and do the time blocking. This is how we feed our beautiful selves. We give ourselves that time to do this inner work that needs doing. Without the inner work, We always feel like we're never going to catch up. We always feel like we're not enough. We always feel like we're not worthy. And that's simply not true. But I will tell you this, that when you do put the time in and when you do spend it on all these things that matter tremendously, you know what happens? You see yourself in a whole different light. You see yourself in the light of possibilities, not the light of limitations. You see yourself in the way that God sees you, which is here on purpose with a mission and a child of God. Not just an exister, not just somebody who's taking up space. There is that for you. And there is so much more life for you. And it's sitting right in front of you, if only you'd be mindful of it. Okay? Mindfulness. It's what expands our soul. It's what expands the beautiful self that we all have. And it's what creates for us the exact vibrant life that we all are so much wanting to lead. You can do this. You can do this simply by flipping one little switch to become mindful. How about that? All right. Mindful mug. Don't forget, you can win this simply by sharing this video to all of your friends publicly so I can see it. And next Friday, I will announce the winner. Also, don't forget, if you order $250 worth of supplements, easy to do to get yourself stocked up. This little mindful mug will make its way into your box. And maybe you'll get a little note from me too. Who knows? I like to surprise you. I so appreciate you joining me today, and I appreciate the way that you share, and sharing is caring. When you share this video, you're bringing people into our circle. And when you bring people into our circle, you're bringing people that you know, just like you, need new vibrancy, need new reasons, and need new life. It's not just about losing weight and good nutrition and all of that. It's about living a level up. It's about a vibrant life. That's what we're doing. Full Bloom. Don't forget our Full Bloom thing. Our Full Bloom event is April 18th. The whole thing ends tonight. Tonight, we're cutting off registration. I don't want you to miss out. This is something you're going to want to be at. I guarantee. So that's all I have for you today. And I'm taking tomorrow off. I'm going into the book zone. I'm going to go put my hoodie on and put a ponytail up and get busy. This book needs to get done. All right. Love you guys. I really appreciate you all. Thank you so much for sharing. Thank you for caring. And thank you for supporting Saving Dinner. You guys are amazing. Buy your supplements from us. And don't forget, free shipping when you put hot melt in there. Ships free is your code, right? Gotcha. Peace be with you. Love you guys. Bye.